Mad Lucrative Podcast. I am the host, the one, the only Magneto7 in the building. I got something new. I'm going to try. I got something new. I am officially Mr. Mad Lucrative, a.k.a. Magneto7, a.k.a. your neighborhood hope dealer. You know what I mean? Neighborhood hope dealer with the H, not a Coke. Not a Coke, not a drug. None of that. I don't want the feds watching. I don't want nobody that don't need to be watching. I don't need them watching this joint. But I'm going over here for a second. What up, JT in the building? What up, JT? I got Norm. Matter of fact, while I'm live, if y'all looking at this on YouTube, if y'all looking at this on Instagram, Facebook, wherever y'all gonna be looking at this at, yo, Norm saying is ridiculous. Like, first off, let me go ahead and backtrack. I'm gonna tell y'all about my weekend because I know y'all be waiting for it. But so y'all know my pedigree as far as it relates to production. Y'all know all of the background and all that stuff. Y'all know my the way I think about certain things, right? So it's been very few people that's got me out the bed as it relates to production in a long time. I just been like, yo, especially when you get certain responsibilities, you got kids, you got all this stuff going on, you got businesses, you got assets. More assets than liabilities. Hello. But I was scrolling one night, and I don't know if Norm was actually on the live, but I saw him pop up, and we were just going back and forth a little bit while I was on live. I may have been shooting a pod or just talking, whatever. Y'all know I like to talk. And I decided to follow him. I don't normally follow y'all after I get off the live. Y'all know how I am. I'm not a clout chaser. I'm not one of those guys. Y'all, you know. I'm not one of those guys at all. But I said, let me go look at Norm. Let me see what he got going on. Yo, when I tell you, the clap button will be here by episode 100. I promise you. This episode, what, 97? Episode 97 right now. But anyway, I go look at his page. I sit back. I say, So yeah, I got this phone. I look at the phone. I'm like, Let me look. Put the phone. You know, when you're observing something, you got to put the phone in the air. So I'm looking like this. Let me see. Yo, the first couple of bars I heard this mug spit, I said, yes, sir! Yes, sir! Finally, somebody that gets it. I've even, yo, I'm not going, I want to go live with you, Norm, but I'm shooting the pod. I want to do it. I'm shooting the pod. I do it. I did it anyway. Bruh. Yo, I'm live, bro. You got something to say to the Mad Lucrative listener? Yo, YouTube, I'm sorry. I know y'all don't hear him. I'm sorry. Yo, I gotta let you go, dog. I gotta let you go. Thank you for being in the live, though. I appreciate you. Hi. Let me see. Matter of fact, you might have to end you because I don't know how to do it on TikTok. So, yo, I'm sorry, y'all. All my audio listeners, I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. But anyway, while he figures that out, let me see. Give me 1 second. Audio listener, give me a second. All right. And I'm sorry. I might have to get. There it is. All right, there we go. What up, Solo? What up? So I'm listening to Norm, and I'm just like, yo, I'm absorbing the lyrical miracle that he's spitting upon thine ears. So like any other producer that feels like somebody's dope, I need a towel. Can I get a towel? One towel. But any producer that I see that's dope, artist that I see is dope, I naturally start to just binge watch the content. Cause especially if it's an artist that's actually dope with their content, I'm gonna watch and find out kind of, where they at with it, what's their thought pattern. Like I know some people are just doing content just to be doing something to try to get some funnies and to get some likes. I get it. Y'all trying to get hot, y'all trying to get on. But I was just like, nah, like I'm a painting man. Designing walls, doing what I can. I'm a painting man. Designing walls, doing what I can.
Hello. You have no clue what to do next, do you? And you haven't danced choreography since 2008. ate at your cousin's wedding. No, you haven't, but I can help you. What you need is a brand plan. Come on, say it with me. Brand plan. Okay, one more time. Brand plan. Yes, a brand plan is showing audiences the when, the where, the how, and the why about your brand. Got it? No worries. My name is Shamia Crawford, and I have grown my audience organically on social media. And I want to show you how to capture your brand and your service to attract the right customers for you. You know, just using my skill and my razzle-dazzle. But if you want that, if you want to get into the social media train, email me at drofarmedia@gmail.com and come aboard this train. Here we go.
So, reached out to him. Hopefully, we get something going. What up, Bobby? Booty? Booty sniffing. That's funny. But hopefully, we get something going. Of course, y'all know all I got going on, but I will make time for this guy. Like, he is fire. But, all right, so this weekend was Labor Day weekend. I enjoyed what was going on. Unfortunately, I was working. Y'all know I'm working all the time. I will say, this is a season that I'm starting to change some things up, though. So, let me also first say, make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you ain't already did it on YouTube, wherever y'all listening from, hit that Cash App. It's the Mad Lucrative Network on Cash App. Mad Lucrative Network. I said it right. I said it right. All right. So anyway, I'm looking at what's going on for the whole weekend, and I'm puzzled by how many people can find different things to spend money on. People find the most random stuff to spend money, and I'm just like, okay, first off, it was one video, and this ain't gonna be an Instagram podcast tonight. I promise you, it won't be. But I see this girl on Instagram, and she's talking about the city. Anytime I hear somebody from out of town say something about Atlanta, I'm like, huh? What you about to say? What you about to say? What you about to say? So she says how when she's in Atlanta, she feels like everything she goes to is a club outing. So she goes through breakfast, then she goes to the car wash, and she's like, everywhere I go, people are offering me mimosas. And like, is that really necessary? So the girl she's potting with was like, yeah, girl, I can identify. But my point would always be, what people are you around and what areas are you in that makes the people want to spend money or have offers for mimosas for a car wash? This is my thing. If I'm an owner of a business, I'm not going to offer my customers something that I don't feel like they would buy or something that I feel like they would not buy. Right? I wouldn't offer somebody some fried chicken if we're in the ice cream parlor. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, chicken and ice cream, like, it don't make sense to me. So, my first response to her would be, yo, they're offering you the mimosa because most of the stuff that they see with these females on Instagram is mimosas. They're going to drink mimosas while they do everything, whether it's lunch, brunch. When did brunch become a thing? LT, what up? James, what up? Can y'all tell me when brunch became a thing? Because I don't remember brunch until like maybe 2000, maybe 2008, 9. Like, has brunch always been a thing in the white community and we just adopted it over here and just made it something else? Like, y'all tell me, what is it? I don't know. But anyway, I'm looking at that, and as I'm kind of scrolling, I'm looking for more content to talk about, and you know, because I know y'all just get tired of hearing me talk about business. Like, there's another thing before we go on to the pod, the meat of the pod. Before we go there, can y'all tell me, maybe you could tell me whoever's here on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, wherever you are, can y'all tell me why is it when I post a business-driven post to get people to a call of action, whether that's to get them to get out of their bed to do something, like that old commercial back in the day, get out your bed, I see you sleep, like like one of them. Do we need One of my clients probably gonna call in a minute. But anyway, do we really need somebody to shock us to the point of moving into action? Because I thought every time I do something for me or for my business, I need to do it because it's going to benefit everybody. But maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. What up, Roger? I'm just trying to figure out what that's about, because it seems like, I'm going to say it like I feel it. I feel like Instagram is a cesspool of trash, and the trash comes to the surface faster, and then the stuff that has more substance settles to the bottom. Not to the bottom, because my algorithm is started the algorithm in my favor. So shouts out to the algorithm. But it seems like the meaty stuff just either settles in the middle, while if I post a conversation like perfect example, this is a conversation I could post and I know immediately the algorithm's gonna pick it up and run with it. Man, these bras ain't nothing. These chicks is trash. These chicks don't know how to treat a man. Like, any of those kind of conversations will always go faster than, let's talk about mutual funds and let's talk about investments. And maybe I will say, it goes back to the first part. If I am a business owner of a corporation, I'm not going to try to serve my customers something that I don't know, that I feel like they won't buy. So are we just buying all of the trash and we just, that trash was good, give me some more trash? Like, is that where we are with it? Because if that is, then okay, maybe I should start Rumble with the Republicans. I should start doing Rumble with the Republicans. Yo, RE4, what up? What up? So anyway, it's been a different weekend, and it was one other post before I get into the meat. So, ladies, again, if I chop this joint up, I already know it's going to go. But anyway, I got to address it because I was a part of it. And I stepped out there I felt like I was going to be a deciding factor. I was like, call to action for the fellas. Tag a man. What a man at? Tag the man. What are you at? We going to talk. Uncle Nito got something. All right. That's where I was, right? What up, Noah? That's where I was. I was like, Uncle Nito got something to talk to these fellas about. Don't put your hands on a woman. All right. Fellas, y'all were right. I do. Okay. Let me first say, what up, Blake? Let me first say, I'm not saying that some of the fellas was like, bruh, she need her A whooped anyway. I'm not saying that. I don't agree with that. But I had a few fellas hit my inbox and said, hey, Nito, I respect what you're doing, bruh. And, yeah, we are producing some soft men out here in these streets, but let's make sure we know all the facts before we jump out there and take up for these women. What up, Quinn? Said, make sure we know all the facts before we take up for these women. I said, all right, what you mean? I think his name was Jesse. Jesse sends me an inbox with the same girl I just took up for, smacking the man. Smack the fire out this boy. I said, oh, is this the same girl? I got the high voice. What up? I said, this can't be the same girl that I was just taking up for, smacking the men. What up? What's popping? Brand new options. Hey. Exactly. Keep your hands to yourself. So I'm just looking at the video and I see this girl. I see this queen. I don't care if it's a white girl, a black girl, an Indian girl, Mexican girl. They all queens. See this queen. She was black, by the way, but I'm not going. That's besides the point. So I see this black queen go up to this white king, and she smacked the fire out of him. Walk off for a little second, bend down, do a twerk, and then switch her head. And then the next video, she tries to do the same thing. From my understanding, she tries to do the same thing to a black dude, and he picks up a brick and hit her in the face. So I was like, oh, that's the full context. Oh, okay. Yes, let's keep our hands to ourselves. Who is this? Princess Drake? Yes, let's keep our hands to ourselves. But I still say that does not give the dude the okay to hit this girl in the face with a brick. Like, it ain't funny. It ain't funny because have I ever hit in the face with a brick? I haven't got hit in the face with a brick. No, I have got hit in the face with a brick. I have. Okay, let me tell y'all the feeling that you get when you get hit in the face with a brick. All right, and this was when I was young. This ain't no. I'm almost 40 now, so I'm not talking about now. But anyway, when you get hit, let me. I gotta find something. This is everybody on YouTube. Y'all ain't say nothing. They normally TikTok. They normally keep me in check with my live light. But y'all anyway, we here. All right, this is a brick. Let's say this is my brick right here. So when you get hit in the face with a brick, what happens is you see the side, right? You got a flat side, flat side, flat side, flat side. Then you got little angles right here, right? With them little angles, more than likely, if it touch your face the right way, it's gonna split your face. Now, if I were to cut my beard, y'all would see a gash. Well, not a gash. It's been healed up for years. But y'all would see this space right here that's kind of like an indention underneath my beard because I got hit in the face with a brick. The feeling that you get when you get hit in the face with a brick is goddamn. I can't believe that just happened. What the heck? Now, it stings. Ain't gonna lie, it stings. If somebody hit you in the face with a brick, it stings. So anyway, my boy, whoever this was that hit this woman in the face, I low-key hope that you had like community service or something. Like, don't go to jail, but community service. I think that's a must. But is that all of our hood news? I don't think we had anything on the board. All right. And the Beyonce concert's still here. Shouts out to Beyonce. Happy birthday to you, Queen B. All right. Happy. I said it. Yo, people be thinking that I be just straight for dudes and I don't care nothing about women. And I'm like, how's any of my messaging say I don't care about women? But anyway. So this week's pod, I wanted to make sure I touched on a lot of the stuff that matters. This is a fire one. And we're on episode 97. I promise you 98 and beyond will be like ridiculous. But anyway, it was this post that I saw with Mr. T. And I was just so happy to hear how Mr. T explained his whole get up to I think it was David Letterman. But anyway, I'm while I find this post, I'm about to play for y'all. I just like that it's certain artists that have a deeper core or they have a deeper reason for the things they do. And they can explain it with like precise description. They're fire with it. So this is Mr. T talking to, I think, David Letterman about how or what his whole get up means. Check it out. Hood style.
Cause to be hungry, and I've been hungry all my life, so what is the problem? That's why I wear these combat boots, because it's symbolic of my struggle. I'm born in the ghetto and raised on welfare, so the hairstyle is not punk rock, it's not Mohegan Indians, because a lot of people relate it to the Mohegan because that's all they know. As a tribe in Africa that calls themselves the Mandinka warriors, they wear their hair in this fashion. They wear feathered earrings, they wear diamond gold, they wear the finest there is, and I'm proud to be a descendant of the people. And that's the reason why I wear this here. And the changes in the gold is symbolic of my struggle, because my ancestors, we was brought over here, we was shackled by our wrists and our necks and ankles. But now I turn those shackles into gold, and that offends people. People ask me and say, do that gold get heavy? Nobody asks my ancestors, did the old changes get heavy on their neck? You know? But it bothers them because they know the gold is valuable. But that's the reason why I wear the gold and the earrings.
Yeah, so did y'all hear Mr. T explain his whole get up? I had no idea. I am one of those blacks. I won't say I'm oblivious, but when you're a kid, you don't think about no struggle. You don't think about nobody that looks like a superhero having a reason for the way they dress. Like the whole get up and explanation, I was just like, yo, that's fire. So what that brings me to is the first part of what I want to talk to my entrepreneurs about tonight. Because for me, when you get to what is this? This is September. When you start hitting August and September, this is the beginning of the year already for me. August and September is already in January for me. I feel like the people that start doing the whole New Year's resolutions and then they say, all right, I'm going to start in January, you're already late. You're already too late. So for me, when you're starting to plan for the next year, it should be now. You should start to regroup and you should start figuring out, okay, what things did I do that did not work that I need to change up now so when the first of the year comes, I'm already ahead of the crowd, right? So the first part of what I wanted to talk to my entrepreneurs about, especially since some of my people I have had DMs from, I hope y'all watching the pod. I just pray and hope that y'all watching the pod because some of y'all that said that y'all couldn't pay the 500, if y'all couldn't pay the 500 for the discovery call, this is free. And I told all of y'all to come to TikTok and join it. What up, Cat? Hey, girl. But I told all of y'all to come to TikTok or YouTube and come just join the conversation for free. If y'all had questions, I said go ahead and put the questions in there. I'm going to go ahead and chop it up with you right now. Free coaching call. But I don't see none of y'all over here. But anyway, I digress. But I had one of my clients that I would say potential clients reached out and said, what am I doing wrong with my Instagram? What am I doing wrong with my Facebook? So I said, okay, I give you this for the free. So I'm looking at the page. And I'm like, okay, what is it that you actually sell? What is it, a product? Is it a service? What are you selling? And how are you doing with it? Like, how are your sales? So she tells me that, I sell my products on this particular app and I do okay, but I don't really sell too much. So I'm looking at the page first off and I'm like, okay, if you sell and I'm not gonna say the product, but I'm like, if you sell this product, why do you have twerking videos on your Instagram? I don't understand why you got any kind of twerking videos on your Instagram if it's not lining up with your product. Like, what's the point? You know what? I've been meaning to get that. I'm like, okay. First off, this is the first note. What up, Tommy? This is the first note. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is your first note. Write this down. Is my messaging lining up with my product? Is my messaging lining up with my product? We starting early. I want to get it in. So, if your message for your brand is supposed to be, I'll make sure you're taken care of. I'll get you right? I'll get you right sounds like a barbershop. It sounds like a restaurant. It sounds like a gym membership or something. I'll get you right. That sounds like one of those, right? Why would you be trying to sell a destination vacations? What does your destination vacation have to do with I'll get you right? If your service is a gym, I don't get it, right? There's one thing. Is my messaging lining up with what I'm selling? All right. So as I'm going back to her story now. So follow me. I'm going back to her story. So I'm just looking, and I'm like, okay. Another thing I look for when I'm helping a business out, or if I'm helping a brand, how consistent are you with posting your posts? Are you a person that feel like you could post once a week and that's enough? Because I'm going to tell you this. Come close. If you're a person that feels like you could post once a week and actually see some results, go ahead and cancel Christmas. Go get a job. Go to Costco. Go to Costco and get you a job. Or go, we're going to go for a good job, Bank of America. Go to Bank of America and get you a job and just start doing the work. Get your salary of $50,000 or whatever thousand for the year and be happy with that. Because posting once a week as an entrepreneur is a no-go. You ain't going to get no coverage. I will say this. This is what I like anybody that I coach when we go through our first coaching calls. This is what I like to ask them. How comfortable are you on camera? If they say, I don't know that I'm that comfortable on camera. But I can do something. Like, what you want me to do? What you think I should do? For me, I'm like, if you're not comfortable on camera, we got to figure out how to market your business where it's kind of faceless. I know y'all seen all those people on YouTube that talk about the faceless business or a faceless channel. All right, that's an option. The only issue that I've noticed when it comes to a business that tries to go faceless is when the brand gets to a certain level, then they're gonna want to see a CEO, especially if you get to the level where you're trading on the stock market, right? Let's say you're going public with your business. The people that invest in your company is gonna want to know who's the owner and what are we investing in. That's why people like Elon Musk could get the check. That's why Bill Gates could get the check. That's why people like Steve Jobs was able to get the check. Because they were like, okay, well, even if I don't understand the brand right now, I like the guy. So I'm going to put some money behind it. And let's see where it goes. I've even seen some people on Shark Tank when they'll go in and a person will pitch like this wipe. A person will come in and they'll pitch this wipe and they'll say, yeah, this wipe is environmental friendly. You know, at some point it'll dissipate and you can do anything you plant it and it'll grow a flower. I don't know, something, you know. And so the people on Shark Tank will say, "Oh, that's a dumb idea, but I like you as a business owner. I want to invest in you and whatever you got going on in the future. Let's do a deal." Right? That's the type of stuff that I want anybody that I coach to think of. I want us to think about how are we as a person, what's our messaging, and will people actually put some money behind our company? Because if you ain't got no people that's willing to put no money behind your company, then what are you actually doing? Right? The last time I checked, business ain't charity. I mean, you can have a charity aspect to your business, but how you gonna live? You just bought the LLC. All right, I ain't doing it this week. Ain't doing this. What's up, Jeremy? What up? Oh, thank you. Whatever these things are on TikTok, thank you. Whatever this is, I don't know. But so yeah, how was our messaging? Next thing, are we setting up our business to be ran by somebody else? Or are we setting ourselves up to always have to do the work? This is what I mean by that. All right, so for a long time when I was first starting my first business was, I'm not going to talk about that one. I ain't going to talk about that business. My second business was a handyman business that I started. What up, Noah? My second business was a handyman business. Y'all already know the breakdowns. I've talked to y'all about the bread and all that stuff. But from a mentality standpoint, I was always the person that felt like I had to be in the business and I had to work in the business as an employee to make sure that the business would run. And then I had to be the person to sit up with the clients and, hey, girl, what kind of floors you like? You want these floors? Oh, you want these floors? You want these countertops? You want these cabinets? You want this kind of paint? Oh, what kind of light fixtures you want? Oh, yeah, we do these light fixtures. I felt like I had to do that and then come back the next day, do the job, and then collect the check, and then figure out how to pay out certain things, and then I'm doing too much. Y'all see what I'm saying? That's doing too much. Versus if I would have maintained, okay, let me backtrack. Let me backtrack. I do feel like as a business owner, you should know how everything operates within your business. I do feel like you should know how it operates. But I think at a certain point, you should say, okay, I'm going to delegate this to this person because they do it. I've noticed them work at Starbucks and I like their attitude. So now I have a salary that I can pay this person. Good attitude, come work for my company because I like how you operate. And then delegate that activities to them. And then in my case, if you got a floor guy that does floors, then you say, oh, yo, Chico, what up? Do not get me. Tommy, do not get me. I got a friend on YouTube. All right, yo, do not get me. I'm not being racial today. I'm not. I'm just talking. So I say, yo, Tommy, yo, you're dope. Or Chico, you're dope. Can you go ahead and get these floors in? I want to hire you. I want to pay you $80,000 a year. He gonna be like, yeah, $80,000, you guaranteed? Yeah, but I don't want you doing none of the work. I want you to build a team and delegate that team to do this. And then after we've built all of these different legs onto the brand, then you say, okay, I'm going to go do it again. I'm going to go do it in Seattle. I'm going to go do it in Texas. I'm going to go do it in New York. I'm going to go do it in North Carolina. And you start to build out a business. When you get to that point, you're adequate enough to get an investor to put in 15 million, 30 million, because you can show them, I've scaled this business over here and we make 100 million over here. That's big money. I like 100 million. We make 100 million over here and we make 200 over here and we make 100,000 a week over here. And like when you start to do those type of numbers, anybody's going to want to invest in you. It's a given. Like it's proof of concept. You already got it. So that's one thing. Are we building a business for somebody else to run? Now, this is another part. How long do you expect this business to last? I kind of want to put that on the end. What up? I want that on the end. Would you invest 10K loan with 100,000? See, I would do that deal all day. I would do that deal all day. Whoever's watching on YouTube, I'm gonna read off on TikTok. You said, would you invest in a $10,000 loan with $1,100 payments? So that means you have it paid off in about 9 months. Yeah, it's a good deal. Now, my thing would be this. If I were to invest that money, what's the return? What type of interest rate can we put on top? Because I gotta put some interest on it. Forever Shining, what up? Yo, what up? So, how long do we expect this business to last? That's another one. For me, all right, y'all know, I did last week. If you just joined in, last week I did the top 10 things that black people don't need to sell on Black Friday. So I'm not doing that today. If y'all want to hear that, go to last week's episode. It's episode 96. But I will say, let's start businesses that can last at least 10 years. At least. And I say that at least because a lot of the times when we start certain things, we don't see the end. And I like to be able to forecast as much as possible. But if you can't see the end of the business, then it's not possible for you to sell it to somebody else. And I know before you say it, I already know. You say, well, I don't want to start no business. I want to sell. I want this business to be in my family forever. Okay. This is my thing. Come close. What if you have a kid that does not want to do the business? Right? They love you. Daddy, I love you. Mama, I love you. But I feel like my soul is calling me to do mural painting. All right? Let's say you have a kid that lets you down. I'm not. Your artist, it's just a joke. It's a joke. But let's say you have a kid that says, well, I know my family owns this whole portfolio that's worth $500 million, but I don't want to do real estate. I want to paint murals. This is what kids be doing too. I want to paint murals. Okay. I'm going to sit them down and say, okay, if you want to paint murals, how many people can you team up with to paint these murals? Because it's fine if you want to paint murals on the expressway, like the big Atlanta mural that you might see when you come in the city, or if you want to go to certain sides of town and you got these big murals that's like a mile long. Okay, cool. How many people can you get to do this with you so at some point you don't have to do it? Because what happens is a thing called age and time. Age and time will come up and creep up and say, hey, you know what? Your knees hurt today. Sit down. So you be like, oh, Lord Jesus, my knees hurting, Lord, what happened? I know, trust me, I know the feeling because when I was doing my last, this is probably about 2 years ago, I was out working on some floors. And I got up and I was like, oh, my back hurting, my knees hurting. Like, I need to hire somebody else to do this. Time and age will creep up on you. So if you start a company that you can't sell or you can't scale and manage it a certain kind of way, I don't think that's that good of a job. I don't think that's that good of a company to start. It's a job. You're creating a job, right? What that means is this. You will forever have to work inside of the business instead of on the business. If you have to work inside of the business all the time, you are an employee of your business. You bought a job. Shouts out to Myron Golden. Myron Golden says that all the time. If you have to work inside of your business, you are an employee of the business. You just gotta you paid for a job. That's all you did. So let's start coming up with ideas of companies that we can scale. We can get other people um, joined on to the team and just build team building. You know what I mean? All right. Another thing. Another thing. How are we with troubleshooting our dreams? What up? How are we with troubleshooting our dreams? I think as a musician, I think is one of the hardest things to do as far as the troubleshooting side. When you're a musician, you're expected to be a musician forever, right? But something happens, especially if you're anything like me, right? I had my eyes set on the big thing, right? The big thing for me initially, the big thing for me was a Grammy. I remember being in college. I told my professor, I said, you know what? I ain't gonna be no school teacher. I'm gonna be a Grammy Award winning music producer. He said, good luck with that. That only happens like one time out of 100. You'll never get it, right? When I got to the Grammys, I was like, look at this. Hey, look at this. What you see? What I got? Congratulations, you did it. And after the congratulations and, everybody kind of kissing up to you because you won this thing, it's you have this sense of what's next. What do I need to do next? Because just like any other trophy, whether it's from high school, Polk High, like Al Bundy, you celebrate this trophy over and over and over and over and over again. And then that trophy becomes your character. And then you start to be known for the trophy that you bought or that you won. And then people say, oh, you the guy that won that trophy back in 1988. I remember you. Do we want that? Is that the goal? Or is the goal, yo, I remember you won that back in 1988. I see that skyscraper. That's crazy. How did you get into that? I've had that conversation I've had so many times with other people. Like, how are you into real estate and business coaching and this and that? And I thought you were just a Grammy winner. I thought you was just a music producer. No. You got to always evolve. Always evolve. Do not lean on your last win. I'm going to say that again for everybody that might be watching this on the replay. If you did something back in the day and it gained a certain amount of accolades and people say, oh, congratulations, yo, that was fire. How did you do it? And then you start getting the big head a little bit. That's great. All right, you get it for a little bit. But don't think that you could survive off that last win. You got to go win again. You got to do it again. And then you might have to do it again in other industries. Like Magic Johnson. Perfect example. Magic Johnson came out and said, hey, man, look. I know I got all this going on in sports, but I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the entrepreneur of all entrepreneurs. I'm a billionaire. Came out, wrecked shop, getting bags. I think Magic Johnson was one of the first ones to bring Starbucks to the hood. That's the type of stuff I like to see. I think he was also one of the first ones to bring like a main what'd you call it? Max Cinema or something like that. He brought that to the hood. One of the first ones. I like when people take it up a notch and they set the new expectation for black people, right? For me, and y'all saw the post that I posted. If you didn't go watch it. But for me, I don't believe in adopting excuses for something that I feel like I can do. Why would I set up an excuse for a business, right? This is a good example. If I say I want to do a business and I want it to scale to the point of being like CBS. I want to be CBS's competition, right? You start going through the lineage of CBS, the different TV shows, the different TV hosts that came through it, the different movies that came off of it, the different label deals that came off of it. And you say, I want to do something on that level. I'm the person that's going to always work to try to get to it until I get it. And once I get to it, I'm going to be all right, I got to go build a country now. I got to build a whole country. Like I got to buy the land and build the country. That's how my brain works. I'm not gonna set the obstacle and say, well, I want to be CBS's competition. You know what? I'm black. And we all know black people don't get that kind of stuff. You gotta be a crook to get that. You want to compete with CBS? That's the Illuminati. Gwen, what up? I'm joking, but I'm saying like that's don't set up a hurdle where there is none. I think a lot of the times when we get into a certain space as an entrepreneur and we get stuck, we choose to stay stuck because we are kind of stuck in a comfort zone, right? I know a few of my what's your favorite skinny small? I don't know. But we get stuck in the comfort zone. And once we're in that comfort zone, we just be like, all right, you know what? I've been making 200,000. I'm cool with that. I don't have to do nothing else. I feel like that's the most selfish thing ever. Daryl, what up? I feel like that's one of the most selfish things ever. If you got to the point where you're making 200,000 over and over, and let's say you did that for 5 years, you made 200,000 for 5 years. So that's what? $1.2 million, right? What happens if I'm gonna just say your family's in Maui? Well, where's all the burning going on? I can't. What's the name of it? Because they've been getting on Oprah and The Rock. I ain't gonna talk about that. Oprah might be a sponsor at some point, but they've been talking about Oprah and The Rock. Where is the burning going on? It's Hawaii? I think it's Hawaii. I don't be keeping up with the news. The world's hero. What up? Marion, what up? Marion Net, what up? I can't think of what the name of it. If y'all tell me on YouTube, I'll say it, but if not, whatever. But you can't get to the point where you're comfortable and then something catastrophic happens in your area and you say, well, shoot, it's going to cost $1 million too? I ain't got $1 million too. And they say, well, yeah, it's only 10 million. And you know you had the potential to get to the 10 million. Why didn't you just do it? I'm one of them people. Like, don't set up an excuse. Like, what's my saying? Y'all saw it today. What's the saying for today? No, that's not it. Don't commit to the excuse. That's exactly. Don't commit to the excuse. Do not. Whatever you do, don't commit to the excuse. All right, so how are we troubleshooting the dream? Have you gotten to the point where you're working on something, and you start to see certain things materialize, but then while that's materialized, you're starting to see another issue that came along with what you were working on? Do you stop working on it to try to address what's going wrong, or do you try to adopt a new skill, or do you try to figure out a new person that you can hire to fix the issue? Right? I don't believe in trying to like troubleshoot late. Now, it might be a pessimistic way of thinking. I understand. But I'm just not a person that believes in staying down too long. I feel like if you are a person that's going after the dream, you're going after it, and say at some point you hit a brick wall, as you always do. We all hit a brick wall at some point. That just means you got to pivot. The whole brick wall might just be in this little area. You walk around it and just keep going. Like, it's another option. It's always another option. Kim, what up? All right, what we 45 in? Okay, I'm trying to hurry up. I'm gonna hurry up. Oh, this is a good one. How are you perceived? How are you perceived in the streets? How are you perceived on social media? How are you perceived with your family? This is a good one because, as y'all know, I love to talk about my queens. I love all y'all. Y'all be smelling good, be looking good, some of y'all be nice, be speaking. I'm like, okay, look at you. You look cute with your little sundress on. Okay, right? Talk to the queens. But there's been a lot of them that might be a little hasty, right? If they are the ones that's hasty, I'm not going to want to deal with that. And from the standpoint of not deal with it from a dating standpoint, because I'm full married. I'm grown married. Been married for what is it, a decade now? Lord Jesus, a decade. But been married for a while. I like to see a happy person shoot off happy energy, because you never know what the person that who you're looking at, they might be able to do something for you. They might be the missing piece. And you walk around here with the resting B face. If you walk around with the resting B face, and keep in mind, I'm not just talking to the females, because men be walking around with the resting B face too. If you're resting B as a man, then you is a something else. I'm not going to say that either. But if we walking around looking unapproachable, and say you need an investment of $100,000, this $100,000 that you need right now would change the trajectory of your whole company. But you choose to not look. You choose to not be cordial. You choose to not smile. Think about what happens. The person that got the $100,000 liquid that could just give you that right now, they're like, oh, I ain't gonna speak to her. I ain't gonna speak to him. What else, Sabrina? I ain't gonna speak to him because they ain't even approachable. Look at them. They ain't even smiling. Think about this. Y'all know we did our customer service. We did a whole customer service call on one pod. And I told y'all about being approachable, smiling, smell like something. There's something, I saw Donnie Wiggins, and she said, and I totally agree. You can't be around here stinking, not have your breath right. You ain't got no cologne on, you ain't got no deodorant on, and you want somebody to have a conversation with you? They don't work like that. One of my favorite artists who I had on the podcast, shouts out to LaRussell, says, go wash your A. Go wash your A. Go get that rag. Go get that rag. Go get that bag. Go get that bag. I might play the record, but y'all can fill in the blank. Like, we got to be totally approachable if we need certain things in a certain season. Right? You might be holding you up at this point in time. Like, just for real, keep it 100. You may be the weakest link. And that don't mean you need to give out. That just means you need to tighten up. Like, figure out what's next. See, last 10 minutes. Okay, all right, last 10 minutes. I'm gonna go to this one. How are we setting expectations? What up, RSNT? What up? How are we setting our expectations? This is one thing, and y'all can, I ain't had no real notes tonight. I'm sorry. I ain't had no real notes, but this one thing I want us to think about. When we're in the middle of planning, because for me, this is the beginning of the year. Again, this is January for me. I know we in September, but this is January for me. I feel like we have to start setting some realistic expectations when it comes to business. I've coached too many people. I've had too many questions about the same thing, and I'm just addressing it here, right? One thing is this. We can't set $1 million expectation with $100,000 output. We can't set $1 million expectation with $100,000 output. And not even 100,000. You might just be on a $20,000 output. Keep it 100. Back to that whole posting thing. This is just a smaller growth hack. And if y'all go back and y'all look at my page, you'll kind of see what I'm telling y'all to do. I'm doing the same thing. So it's not just me telling y'all. I'm not barking. But if you notice that your content kind of gets into a loop where you might be hitting that 200 views over and over, 200 views. On TikTok, it'd be trash to me. It is what it is. But you hitting that same amount of views over and over. But you know you're trying to grow. You want to grow. And you're putting forth effort to do something. But the something that you're doing ain't working. I would say this. Look up your top 5 competitors. And I know some people might be in the, I don't see competitors. Everybody's a friend. Everybody's very cool with everybody. All right, I get it. Y'all want to kumbaya. Be kumbaya. But for me, I'm going to look at my competitors, even if it's an imaginary competitor that don't know nothing about me. I'm going to look at them. I'm going to see how they moving online. And I'm going to say, I see the numbers that they're getting. I see the shares that they're getting. I see the saves that they're getting. Let me try to change up. Let me take a little bit of the sauce and apply what they're doing to my space. And I almost guarantee you every time it's going to work. Every time it's going to work, because what happens is the average person that's just a scroller, that's just online, just to be online, that might be buying stuff off Instagram, sharing random posts. It just hits a certain way. Oh my God, that hit my spirit the way you said that. Like those people will always be those people. So if you are in the business of service, or if you're in the business of having a product, or whatever you're doing, adopt what the big boys are doing to your space. Now, granted, you might not be able to rent out the 13,000 square foot space and get a choir to come sing, and then you drop a chicken leg from the sky and say, "Oh, this golden chicken leg tastes delicious." You might not be able to have a budget to do something like that, but you do have the budget to get online, figure out how to green screen something, put that joint on there, make a funny video, and then point the people back to your product. You can do that. I'm just trying to give y'all some solutions. So let me see what community guidelines. Always hairless people got the most to say. I love TikTok for that. I'm always get some funnies off TikTok. But y'all, I want to make sure that we are doing as much as we could do to win. I know we are still in the recession. You know what? I might not even say that another pod, because I think the recession only applies to certain people. Honestly, I honestly feel like the recession applies to certain people. Everybody that I was servicing, as far as those big properties, if y'all watch my Instagram story, all those big properties, 13,000 square feet, 22,000 square feet, sitting on 20 acres of land, those people ain't seeing the same recession that we seeing. I'm just letting you know. It is not the same. I go in their house and I'm looking around, I'm seeing what we need to do and what we need to fix. And it just got such a free atmosphere. Hey, I'm like, yeah, you want some wine? You want a beer? Like, and these ain't all white people either, before y'all say that, because I know y'all like to try to pull the race card. It ain't all white people. It's some black folk that's out here doing good. It's a lot of Hispanics and a lot of Indians is doing good. So yo, let's not set up. Let's see what we spent over. Let's not set up some our obstacles where there is none. All right. I know I saw Tish. What up, Tish? What up? What up? All right. I don't see none of y'all. I see all of y'all questions. I'm gonna address them. We 54 minutes in, so I still got some time. Nobody said nothing on TikTok. I just see a lot of funny faces. Yeah, I talked to her already. All right. Yeah, nobody said nothing over there, so we good. All right, Tish. Eddie, what up, boy? What up? What up? All right. Tish. That's a good question. I love this question. How do you know if what you're doing is working? Okay. Tish, I'm going to ask you this. And this is what up, Mute? What up? I'm going to ask you this. Because you know I love answering a question with a question. When you post something, because we're talking about social media, right? Before I go in, because you know I could get long-winded. We're talking about social media, right? All right. Bet. So when we are talking about social media, how you know if it's working? It's working if people are sharing it, if people are saving it, if people are commenting on it. If you see people tagging other people on your posts and then they start a whole different conversation underneath your stuff and you ain't got to say nothing to them, they just having a whole back and forth on your stuff, it's working. You started a conversation. For me, that's what the whole idea of social media is. It's social media. What kind of things can I post to cause people to be social? I feel like it's self-explanatory for me, and I'm not calling you slow, nothing like that. But I'm just saying, like, for me, I dissect everything from a literal sense. Like, if I am doing for instance, right? This is a good example. If I'm doing a workshop for some high school students, and I'm talking to a class full of kids that want to be producers like me. Oh man, you know you're so dope. I love that record you did for so and so. So all right, cool. I want to be a music producer. What I'm gonna tell them? The first thing I'm gonna tell them, or the first thing I'm gonna ask them is, "Yo, so what kind of music you want to produce?" I'm gonna ask them what type of music they want to produce, so I can know what area or what type of activities they should be in. Because I don't think that if you are say you are a rock, you want to be a rock star, a literal rock star. You strum a guitar, you like the scream on the record, you like the loud drums, you like everything abrasive. Why would I tell them to go try to perform at an R&B club? Makes no sense. Why would I tell them, oh well, you need to try to get with a hip hop producer and let them put some 808s underneath that guitar? No, you want to be a rock star. You want to strum the guitar, play drums, perform at festivals. There are certain activities that they need to do to line up to push them into that trajectory. I don't know if I said that right. Same thing as say you want to start a coffee shop, right? You want to have a coffee shop and you want to try to get at least 100 people through there a day. The first thing I would do is figure out, okay, within my budget, how much stuff can I give away for free? Everybody know the free element is always the easiest, fastest way to get somebody to do something, right? I remember when I was first starting to do coaching calls, I say, look, I coach you for free. I coach you for free for a week. I coach you for free for 30 days. I coach you for free for so-and-so. The reason I do that is I'm giving this person the time to see what I have to offer them is going to work. Once they see that it works, and we're a week in or we 30 days in, they're going to be like, oh, wait, where you going? wait, you about to leave? And I say, yeah, well, you remember, I was doing this for you for free for 30 days or for a week, but now I got to go ahead and tend to my paid clients because, they pay me every week, and I got to make sure I take care of them. The person more than likely is going to say, well, how can we negotiate? I can't pay you the full amount, but how can we negotiate? Because I need you in my space. Look at all these results you helped me get. That's what I want people to do with everything. And the results for me, I just used the coffee shop example, and I jumped all the way to something else. But it's the same reason why people go to Starbucks every day. And I've weaned myself off of Starbucks. I need a clapping button for me for weaning myself off of Starbucks. I don't go there every day. I might go once a week, maybe twice a week now. But a lot of people go to Starbucks because the way it makes them feel after they drink the coffee, or it makes them feel like an elite person, or makes them feel like they're upper class. Yeah, I just paid $5 for this cup of coffee. When you go to your desk and you sit the cup of coffee down, all your coworkers walk around, they see that cup of coffee. You say, you paid $8 for a cup of coffee? Like, man, look, I need it. And you start to justify the purchase. Starbucks has adopted you into their culture. You bought. If they start selling the coffee for $10, you're going to buy that joint because you're a part of the culture. So I want people to think about everything that they do as adopting the follower as a part of the culture. That's the same reason why I got y'all on the Lucrative Nation. And I say my Mad Lucrative Money friends. And we have different tiers. That's the reason I do that. Because look, watch this. Tommy, you still here? What's up, boy? What up? Check it out. So y'all remember when I was first starting the Lucrative Lounge? And when I say with the Lucrative Lounge, remember the Lucrative Lounge, I always say, well, if you want to get on the Lucrative Lounge, you got to have done something. You have to show and prove that you got this business. You done made an M. Like, I got to see that you did it before I get you on the platform and talk to people about you doing something that you ain't did yet. But if you ain't quite there yet, then you could be a part of the Lucrative Nation, and we all encourage each other. And this person got this business over here, and this person got this business over here. And once a month, we do our mixers, and we come to the mixers, and we chop up ideas, and that's the reason. We build each other up to get to this big goal. For me, y'all know my original initiative, and it's still there, is to help 1 million musicians make $1 million. And I will say, Out of my last 2 years, I ain't help a million musicians make $1 million, but I have helped somebody make 100,000. I have helped somebody make 87,000. I have done that. So for me, I'm just like, yo, we got to build skills. We got to build up our network of people so all of us can feed this big beast called the dream, right? So I know I told you I could get long winded, but yeah, if people are back to your original question, it's working if people are getting with the program. If now I will say this. If people ain't getting with the program, that does not mean give up. That just might mean pivot. That might mean you need to change your messaging. That might mean you need to add some color right here. Add some jitters on the screen. Y'all know everybody use Canva. Use Canva to your advantage. Make that joint look crispy. And if y'all don't know Canva, y'all know we got the Canva workshops. All you gotta do is holler at me. I got everything that you need. We literally are giving y'all the full play with all the sauce. And if you're in Atlanta, you need to come shoot in the content space. We got the whole content space down here. Y'all come shoot. We got this set right here. We got this set right here. Come through. If you're a workout, a fitness trainer, we got the gym in the content space. We got everything. So let's not build excuses, y'all. Let's not build excuses. Let me see. What up, Eric? What up, boy? All right. Nobody said nothing else. Money Monster, what up, boy? What it do? Oh. Yo, Jay, Jay said he liked my t-shirt analogy. So, yo, Monster, I talked to you for a second. So I talked to, was that last week or week before last? I think it was week before last. Week before last, I was talking to the entrepreneurs. I said, yo, I don't want to see y'all sell another t-shirt. They're like, why? So I was just telling them, I want a utility to be added to something. If you want to sell a t-shirt, sell like a waistband, what I call it? Like a stretchy shirt, pretty much, like an Under Armour shirt, that type of stuff. E. All right, so E asked me one thing, and then we gonna wrap up because we're hour 3 in. So E asked about the mixers. I will have the Mad Lucrative mixers probably starting in November. The Mad Lucrative mixers is for everybody from my musician circle to my investing circle. Like everybody that does something like that's ingrained in their space, we all meet up and they try to see if people can link up and make some business happen. So I'm gonna try to do that in November. This is gonna be the next one. But I'm moving. We got a lot of moving parts in the studio. Also, I almost forgot. This episode is brought to you by Cozy Coops. Cozy Coop. It's a dope restaurant that's in Marietta. I think they got do they have any other locations? The main location's in Marietta. Fried chicken is fire. Like the chicken tastes like some black folk cooked it. Collard greens is good too. Collard greens is delicious. Yeah, but Cozy Coops. I'm gonna have the commercial on the beginning of the pod, so that's why I ain't really say too much about it. But yeah, this is episode 97. I appreciate y'all support, yo. It always means a lot that y'all show up every week. Y'all make a brother feel love. Please make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Send this to your mama, send this to your daddy, send this to your uncle. It is Magneto 7, aka Mr. Mad Lucrative, your neighborhood hope dealer. Episode 97 in the books. I'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.